Hi everyone. We're going to attempt to do a quick garden tour here. We'll see if my two assistants, Barney and Lil over there in the stroller, will let it happen. Real quick, this is our back sitting area. We have a lot going on back here. Got some tomato plants in these hanging pots that have turned out to be pretty cool. We have on each side some pepper plants in these green pots with some beans going up the poles. Let's get a little closer here. We got my awesome pepperoncini plant we've gotten like 200 peppers off of, which is crazy. Got Mr. Stacky here, which has a bunch of zinnias, some basil, some other herbs going on in it. I got a jalapeno plant here. Grew that from seed, so he's just extra special to my heart. My lemon plant, or lemon tree, I actually got this guy in the mail and he was looking really struggle when we first got him, but he's looking pretty good and got a lot of new growth. Not sure how far away we are from actually getting lemons. I know, we're coming that way now. We're coming that way. I got my fig branch here. It used to be a tree, but it's been through some turmoil and knocked over a couple times, so this one part looks pretty good though. We got like some oregano and lavender and thyme and just mint for days. Yeah, let the hose out. There's the main garden. Before we get to that and baby Lil over there, because she seems to be content. Oh, there's some seedlings that I gotta get in the garden. My little lunchbox. Okay, the lunchbox pepper plant, which they're just so good. I pretty much just eat them before they even make it inside. And we got a few jalapeno plants in here. They're doing well. And we also have some beans growing all the way up this year, which has turned out to work out pretty well. And we got some potatoes in bags here. A few tomatoes that were suckers that we pruned off. I got my crazy butternut squash plant that's growing along this too. It's kind of like survival of the fittest over here. Bean versus butternut squash. And it's actually planted in this 45-gallon grow bag down here. There's Barney and my green stalks. They're turning out fabulous. This is the 5-tier. Got some beans up here, some carrots, some parsley, some broccoli. I had to replant that a little while ago because some stuff ate it, so we'll see what happens with that. Some more carrots. I'm coming, baby. And then we got some lemon balm. Let's go talk to Lil. A rice cake. I think she's okay now. Maybe not. So over here, we got some. These are the dud potatoes. Not sure what's going on with them. They did have some growth, but then I have a pumpkin here that's been through some struggles. We had some vine borers, did some surgery, bounced back from that, and we found some squash bugs. I tried really hard not to murder it and just got rid of all them. And then it just got a really nice haircut because it had some powdery mildew. And its brother also was ripped out. And so now there is a pumpkin, a bunch of lettuce planted in the middle, and some bush beans. And we're trying to give this pumpkin a chance. That would be cool if we could get a couple pumpkins. This other green stalk, which I kind of extra excited about because it's got some different things growing in it. We got some rutabaga in the top, and it's already kind of popping through the soil there, which is pretty exciting. Got some Brussels sprouts, a bunch of parsnips in there. I think I did some kale, more Brussels sprouts. Oh yeah, and some Swiss chard down there. So I'm excited about this guy. Got a few more tomato plants over here. One on the right's a sucker. Looks like either a beefsteak or an early girl, if I had to guess. And the two on the left are bumblebee striped tomatoes, which I'm excited to try. Oh boy. So I did plant a bunch of seeds in the garden where Barney's currently laying. So hopefully he doesn't mess that up. Did a bunch of radish, some bok choy, some lettuce, kale, mustard greens. Get out of there, Barney. And I think that's it. Some toy choy, just like little baby bok choy. I'm really excited about that. Over here, got a bunch more tomatoes along here. Got a Roma. These two sun golds. And this is another cherry. I'm coming, Lil. Sorry, we got a little carried away here. And we got some more. Got some early girls, cherries, more early girls. Around the bend here, we have some more tomatoes. Some yellow pear, Roma, and then here's my baby. This beautiful California wonder pepper plant. I don't know who this Chef Jeff guy is, but this plant and the pepperoncini plant I got from a local nursery, and they both have done very well. So Chef Jeff, wherever you are, good job. We're getting close. There's probably, I think I counted 14 peppers on here. And over here I got some lettuce. I did have an okra plant in here, but didn't survive the heavy rain that we had. I got some kale, a little lettuce thrown in the middle, and this okra survived. I thought that I planted some lettuce around here too to use the space, but it hasn't really sprouted yet. Got some arugula going in that. It always grows really fast. These impatiens have been doing really well under this holly tree. There's a lot of water going through here the other day. I don't know if you guys saw my post, but it was like a river going through our backyard. So before we go to the main garden, just gonna do a quick peek in the side yard here. We got a lot going on. We got some blueberry bushes. I guess I should walk over there a little bit. So here are our blueberry bushes. There's a little guy here in the front. That was rhubarb, but it's seen better days. I actually cut it all off, and we'll see if any new leaves grow. I got a couple more pepper plants out here. Some hot red cherry peppers. Holy moly. bell peppers. My eggplant. Let's see, there we go. It's flowering again nicely. Over here, we have some marigolds. And these are some baby cakes, dwarf blackberries. We planted them in May. And they've already grown a lot. And are flowering. Uh-oh, Lil. Let's go check on her. On the way to check on Lil, we're going to check out our fall gold raspberries, which are actually producing their second round of the season. Let's see if I can find a good one. We've kind of eaten a lot of them today. And it's kind of like a battle against the birds, but here's one. They get real peachy color. They're so good. So we're back to the main garden area here. Here's about, I think, 7 tomato plants in here. Some yellow pears, Cherokees, some black cherry tomatoes, some grape tomatoes, a bunch of different ones. Some of them are volunteers and some of them were suckers from other plants that we pruned. But this has actually turned out really, really cool. I've picked a lot of the ripe ones earlier. There's a couple of them in there. We're using some traditional tomato cages along with a bunch of bamboo to stake all of them up, which has worked out pretty well. So here we have the end of the hoop trellis. We got a lot of blackberries and raspberries planted along the fence. And to use the space for the meantime, we have a bunch of containers over here with different things. We got some lettuce, some butternut squash, and I actually planted a bunch of purple magnolia snap peas along the trellis here, which I'm excited about. On this side, we got beans that are growing. They're grown in a container because we had a lot of trouble growing pole beans at the beginning of the season. Everything kept eating them. And these are some of the ones that survived in this container. So we moved them over here and put this cattle panel trellis. No beans yet, but they are starting to flower. Here's a lemon cucumber plant that it's been through some turmoil. It looks pretty good, but it is yet to produce any cucumbers. And here's a bunch of cucamelons here. There's 2 plants here that have just gone absolutely crazy. There's Barney in our perennial herb garden. Got some tarragon, dill, some flowers, rosemary, lemon thyme, a couple tomatoes in this pyramid trellis here, some sage, which just comes back each year and gets absolutely huge. This is our cool pole bean tree here. Also waiting for that to produce some beans. Hopefully it's close. And here is the main garden. It's about, I don't know, 16 by 8-ish, if I had to. 16 by 8 foot. Normally at this time of the year, it's absolutely crazy with squash and tomatoes and cucumbers, and it's completely overgrown, and half the things are probably diseased because I usually don't have time to deal with things towards the end of August. But this is the first year we're doing a fall garden, and everything is so neat. It's so awesome. Got a lot of seedlings in here. Planted some more herbs and some brassicas in here. They're doing okay, but something's definitely been nibbling on them. Got some more okra, some lettuce, our big sunflower. Oh, okay, baby. I gotta go check on the baby. So the main garden has a lot of fall items in it. Planted some basil and cilantro and parsley, and got a lot of different brassicas in here. Some dill, cauliflower, onions, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, some kohlrabi. We do have one pepper, actually two technically, two pepper plants that I grew from seed in the main garden that are doing pretty nice here. I typically like to grow my peppers in containers because they do a lot better, but these guys are doing pretty well right now. I don't know if it's because normally there's just so much going on in here that they get shaded out. I got some butter crunch lettuce over here. It's doing well. Some more okra. Planted some more lettuce. Something's definitely been nibbling on some of the seedlings, so a lot of the other seedlings that I showed you that I've been growing indoors, there's a lot of the duplicates that I might plant. And here I planted a bunch of kale, some bok choy, a bunch of different radishes. Alright, so we're going to check out the other side of the hoop trellis. This is hopefully where the future site of our greenhouse is going to be. Got a random squash growing in the compost. Got another cucumber in here, which is just going crazy. We have a blackberry plant here, and a bunch of pole beans growing up this trellis. And there was a teeny spot, so I put a tomato plant there too. This is the view of the other side of the hoop trellis. We got some strawberries hanging on each side, some everbearing strawberries. We got some muncher cucumbers growing here, a couple Japanese cucumber seedlings. We got a lot of basil that's planted with all of our tomatoes here. They're doing well. We got some cherry tomatoes, and some early girls. Couple on there. We got a lot of them. We're starting to produce more. We got a yellow pear, which those plants just always get massive. And we got a big beef steak, Cherokee purple. Along this side, so we have a bunch of containers in between the raspberry and blackberries that we have along the fence for now. Got some Thai basil, aromas. This is our last melon, or cantaloupe. I've been having some problems with them. I pulled the rest of them out, so trying to give this guy a chance. Some lettuce planted in here. Some more basil. And planted a bunch of, can't really see, but got some snow peas planted along the trellis. This is where the other melons used to be that I pulled out, so I'm going to give the snow peas their time to shine. Last stop of the tour is actually the front yard. Just wanted to show you our pyramid trellis here, which has a lot of different morning glories and cypress vines and black-eyed Susan vines going up it. It's turned out pretty cool. The kids like it. And in the background there is the site of our future orchard. I got a bunch of fig trees coming, and we're just gonna kind of keep adding and put a bunch of fruit trees over there. And in the far background is our kind of misfit garden over there, but there's a bunch of cosmos growing that I love. They just thrive on neglect, so I'm a big fan of that. And real quick, I just wanted to show you our front deck here with my other, this is the first green stalk that I got. It still has a bunch of peppers growing in it, which I absolutely love these for peppers, and I think I'm gonna just use them all for peppers. Maybe not every pocket, but I'm gonna do a lot of different varieties of peppers in this and the other 2 5-tiers. I did have a bunch of bush beans in here, which I also really love. I have some lettuce in the middle tier and a bunch of carrots that need to be thinned really bad in the bottom tier. And then I have some more peppers here, which I've got a couple, but here's a beauty. Waiting for that one to turn all the way red. Well, thank you for checking out my first official garden tour. Hopefully I will have some more. And if you guys like what you see, subscribe. And I also have an Instagram page, Holland Family Garden. I find it helpful to do these tours because it's hard. I'm not really good at taking pictures and the progress of things. I usually am rushing around to do things. So I feel like it's nice to do these videos so you can kind of see what's going on. Alright everybody, have a good weekend.